What is up, everybody? Alpha here. I'm going to do a review on a new episode of Absolute Duo, which is episode 12. Now, this will be my final review and my final thoughts on the series, okay? Now, you all be surprised right now and be asking me, how is it that your review for this series or your final thoughts will be up this early? I have spring break this week, okay? Now, I am happy for that, but I still got some more. I still have a lot of academic work to still take care of. But for the meantime, I'm just going to smooth out my time this week and relax, because last week has been one freaking heck of a ride for me. So anyways, let's go. Okay, we had to it that Lilith, Tora, or Tora's friend, and Tor and Yulia are on the way back to the dorms, or possibly the headquarters, but not before we run into K again, and this time he is 10 times stronger with his mechanics and upgrades due to the fact that he killed the guy and took it as his own, and therefore he defeats Tora by crushing his blaze and smacks and knees Lilith right in the gut. And I go like, oh wow, you serious about this right now? And therefore we see to it that Tora and Yulia takes him 2-on-1. However, things were not looking so well, and they were being overpowered greatly. But not before Yulia manages to destroy one of K's weapons, you know. And you know, here and there, we see to it that Tor has been having his own struggles, you know, and he's been taking a lot of hits and blows, and that goes with Yulia too. And we see to it that Tor managed to protect Yulia from the freaking blast or red bullets from K's gun, but not before Tor realized he gets stabbed right in the back. And I go like, you dirty piece of... Yeah, I was kinda cursing a bit when I was seeing K going into insanity, you know? And this really made Yulia go into a breaking point, and it activates her freaking berserker dark mode, like inner darkness, and she ends up taking on K, and she's actually overpowering him in terms of speed and strength, and slashes him greatly and blasted him right into where he belongs. And we see to it that Tor manages to tell Yulia to stop, but she ends up attacking him without knowing that he's actually a friend. And we see to it that Tor realizes something, manages to wake Yulia up with a hug and telling her, come back, please, please. And then Yulia wakes up, and K gets all upset about this, and he says, I'm gonna kill you, Tor and Yulia, once and for all. However, due to the strength of the two shared absolute duo, they manage to stop K's attack, and Tor uses Yulia's weapon and slashes him down and defeats him. Next day, we see to it that he's in the hospital, and Miyabi apologizes to Tor, but he says, hey, no need to worry about it, you know, that kind of thing. As for Tora, he ends up talking to Tor for a bit, but not before we see a little funny scene about the Bunny Sensei being chased down. She's like, leave me alone, and then she's always being chased down. If I forgot to mention this, when K actually made a freaking crazy giant nuclear blast, we see to it that the bunny teacher managed to hold it off greatly, but not before taking very bad damage, because she used a lot in her she went beyond her limits, etc. And you know, all the girls are chasing her down. She goes like, leave me alone. And I think in my mind, hey, this is your fault. And I forgot to mention that she didn't want to be she should never have become a teacher. But I go like, yeah, you should never have. It's just funny stuff here and there, you know. So I actually had a fun time with it. But anyways, we see to it that Tor talks to Lilith about like K's backstory. He lost his brother and how he got sold off. He lost his name, everything, and then all that matters is that power is all to him. And therefore, Lilith decides to let Tor go off to see Yulia, and I think in my mind, girl, that's his partner. Don't try to be freaking greedy right now. Tor manages to find Yulia at the clock tower due to her bells, and she ends up confessing that she had something called L Awake, like some kind of ability like Exceed, but she ends up screaming out she wanted that power, so that's how she activated her power. from the start, I thought it was like some kind of inner darkness or demon that's causing the person to have great strength, but at the cost of not knowing who's friend or foe, you know. And we see to it that Yulia wants to be Tor's duo still, and Tor commits to that. He says, I want to be your duo too. I want to be there to protect you, etc. And I was hoping for Juliet to say the same thing, and they say their vows once more with their blaze weapons up high, etc. And it ends after the credits with Yulia and Tor snuggling each other for apple tea, you know. So yeah, I think that's about it. Now, if there is a season 2, which could be unlikely, though I don't think it's really gonna happen, maybe due to the fact that some volumes needs to be put out. But I'll be telling you right now, when I did some research here and there about Absolute Duo, there are about like 7 volumes at most. So there could be another season, though I'm not so sure about that. But just telling you guys what's up. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all have been waiting for my overall thoughts and series. Before I give this a rating, I'll let you know I had somewhat of a fun ride, you know. If you guys been keeping up with my reviews of Absolute Duo, or if you kept up with me, supporting me, well, not exactly, but watching my videos, seeing how I'm doing, and seeing what's up, you know, then pretty much you guys know that I had like somewhat of a fun ride here and there. Some character development over here, but just only a little bit, which is not a lot. So, but it's a light novel if I understand correctly. So yeah. So if I were to give my final rating, and please don't hate me on this, I'm just gonna be honest and tell you guys what's up. I'm giving this at least a 4 out of 10. At least a high 4 at most. At least it's at least close to a 5. 4.7 to a 4.9 at most. Now, some y'all might be telling me what's with you, etc. Are you that much of an a-hole? Now, I am an a-hole, but an honest one, okay? Just want to let you guys know what's up. So it's like a high 4 out of 10 at most, you know. Like I said, there were a lot of issues in this series. I think I saw some animation drips in this final episode, I believe. So yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, the series could have been better unless it took a greater route, unless the author decided to write it that way and make it look like I'm gonna freaking seduce the audience using this kind of writing or some kind of picture graphic thing, you know. Not trying to be a total wreck on a-hole right now, but I just try to be an honest one. But yeah, I had somewhat of a fun ride with this series. I really can understand why people would drop the series and rate it at least a 1 to a 2 or a 3. Well, if I was to say right now, it deserves no more than at least it deserves around a 1 to a 6. That's all I'm gonna say right now. That's all I'm gonna say for most parts. So yeah, I have somewhat of a fun ride, you know. Julia's cute, etc. You know, as always, if I have to be saying that. So I'm just gonna end it here, people. Had a somewhat fun ride with it, you know, but everything comes to an end. So yeah, that's it. I'm Alpha Zero, people. I'll see you guys in my next review, which will be Kami-sama. Expect that one up soon, but it might be a little late, but please be patient with me, okay? I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and thank you all for journeying, watching my reviews for Absolute Duo to the very end, okay? Peace out. Bye-bye.